Good morning. How are you this morning? I'm Tamika, and I want to chat with you this morning about environment, your environment. So, are you in the right environment? Is your environment helping you or hurting you? Because environment is everything. The places you go, the people that you choose to surround yourself with cannot be taken lightly. See, we must surround ourselves with people and things that support who we're trying to become, that support what we're trying to do, that support our goals and our mission in life. It's imperative that you position yourself in the proper environment in order to thrive, to flourish, to become the ideal version of yourself, to become who you know you were created to be. We must position ourselves in the proper environment because, again, environment is everything. Think about the birds in the air. They operate and they function in the air. So just think, if you took the birds from out of the air and you placed them on the ground, on the land, what happens? They can't operate and function. They're helpless, they're useless, they're ineffective, they're unproductive. Why? Because they're out of their environment. They can't operate and function like they need to. They can't do what they were created to do. They can't be who they were created to be because they out of the air. The same with fish. Take a fish out of water. It flips and flops. It's confused, ineffective, helpless, useless, unproductive. Why? Because it's out of the water. It's out of its environment. It can't operate and function. The fish can't be what it was created to be. It can't do what it was created to do because it's out of its environment. But you put it back in the water and it do what it do because it's in the proper environment. That water is conducive to who the fish is, who the fish was made to be, who what the fish was created to do. Environment. And it's the same with us. When we place ourselves in the wrong environment, it causes us to be stagnant, dormant, lifeless, unproductive, ineffective. Oh, but when we choose to position ourselves in the right environment, it compels us to increase, to flourish, to maximize our potential. Suitable environments will always support your growth. They will always allow you to flourish and blossom and thrive. Suitable environments. That's why it's imperative, it's important that you be intentional about who you attach yourself to and who you allow to become a part of your inner circle. You have to be intentional about that. It's a must. You have to be selective. You have to be picky. Do it on purpose. And I'll say this: when you become intentional about your growth, about your next level, about who you're trying to become, about where you're trying to go, there will be occasions where you have to physically remove yourself from futile and unprofitable circumstances, situations, places, and environments that no longer suit you, because you can't bear any fruit. So you will have to physically remove yourself from unprofitable circumstances and situations, because you cannot bear any fruit. See, if it's affecting your relationship with God, your walk with God, it's hindering you from fulfilling your calling, it's hindering you from increasing and expanding and going to new levels, then you may need to remove yourself. You may have to release some things, release some people. You may need to remove yourself, or you may just need to rearrange and reset your priorities. You may need to move and shift some people and some things around in different categories because it's a new season. See, we can't talk like we used to talk all the time. We can't hang out like we used to hang out. We can't do what we used to do. I have to put you in a different category. I have to recategorize some things because it's a new season. It's a different season, and you're in a different season. And we may not be going in the same direction. And so you may not have to cut them off, but you may have to back up. You may have to recategorize that relationship, that friendship, or whatever it is, because of the new season. And there are some people that you may just have to cut off. You may have to just remove from your life. You may have to just release. And I'm going to say this, when you depart, when you make a decision to depart from wrong environments, watch how God provides you and blesses you with the right people and the things that you need for that season. Provision comes, the right people come. When you decide to depart from wrong environments, watch how God bless you and open up different new doors and send people and things into your life because you're ready. You're ready to receive it. But what happens if you don't? Because see, if you never release it or remove it, he can't do it. So he can't do it until you decide, until you make a decision to remove some things and release some people from your life. Why? Because if he release it, he run the risk of you being influenced by these things, these bad habits, these environments, these people. And then you can't properly manage what he's giving you. You can't do what he needs you to do because you have the wrong company, the wrong environment, the wrong addictions, the wrong habits. So he's not going to release it. He's waiting for you to release and remove some things from your life so that he can release the people and the provision and the things you need for that season. So you have to be willing to remove what you need to remove from your life. Establish yourself in environments that are conducive to your vision, to your growth, to your purpose in life. Environments that are conducive to where you're trying to go and who you're trying to be. It's okay. Let me read this word to you. Proverbs 13:20. It says, "He who walks with the wise become wise, but a companion of fools will suffer harm." He who walks with the wise become wise, but a companion of fools will suffer harm, suffer destruction. So if you choose to associate with wisdom, with people that are wise, they influence you. Your life is influenced by them and you become wise. But the opposite, if you choose or decide to mingle and connect with fools, people that are not going anywhere, don't want anything, don't want to do anything, that's stagnant, that's dormant, that's hating on other people, that's just talking and gossiping all the time, that's negative, then guess what? Expect to experience adverse consequences. Expect to experience undesirable results, undesirable consequences. Why? Because you chose to mingle with that type of people. Why would you want to expend time? Why would you want to expend time, your valuable time, hanging with people that's doing things that you no longer desire to do, doing things that you know that can't take you to the next level, doing things that you know that's hindering your growth, that's doing things that you don't do anymore, doing things that's hindering your freedom, or things that you've been free from, delivered from, healed from. Why would you choose to go back to that, expend your time hanging out with that? Is it loyalty? Because you got to be loyal to yourself first. If you're not loyal to you, then who's going to be loyal to you? If you're not loyal to you first, then why should you expect someone else to be loyal to you? See, when you go back to those environments, you run a risk. You run a risk of not just losing your life, losing your freedom, losing your deliverance, losing your healing, losing your, affecting your relationship with God, your walk with God, losing your destiny, your purpose. You run the risk of going back to those bad habits, getting back into that old routine. When you choose to go and surround yourself or put yourself back in those environments that you've been free from, things that you no longer desire to do. You run a risk. Is your future worth it? Is your destiny worth it? Is your purpose worth it? Is your family worth it? Is your relationship with God worth that? So you need to observe your environment. Is it the right environment for where you're trying to go, for who you're trying to become? It's time to evaluate. And it's okay if you have to step back from some things and some people. There are some habits you have to step away from. It's okay. Like I said, you may need to just put people in different categories, whatever you need to do, but you got to get in the right environment. Environment is everything. You flourish, you thrive, you grow in the right environments. Well, I'm out of time. I hope this word blessed you. I hope it gets you to really thinking and meditating on the environments that you place yourself in, the environments that you allow. You know, you have so much on the inside of you, and all of those things, those gifts and treasures and talents can just lie dormant because you're not in the right environment. Get in an environment that pulls it out, an environment that inspire you, motivate you. You know that shake up the gifts that's on the inside of you. Get yourself in the right environment. And until we meet again, I love you. May God bless you. May the peace of God and the favor of God be on your life. Love you.